I'm super excited to be doing this with all of you. I really wanted to start playing with some of LinkedIn's tools a little bit more and just find like more opportunities to engage with people, answer questions, share like advice, guidance, tips, tricks, anything about working in sports. This will be interactive. I'm just going to talk a little bit in the beginning about finding career clarity as per the topic of this conversation. I'm just going to talk about that for a few minutes and kind of some of the things that I helped my clients with and some different tools and resources that you all might be able to use for your own career. And then I will open it up for questions. If anyone is new to LinkedIn Audio and you haven't used it before, there are some buttons on the bottom that you will likely use. One of them is the react button, so you can put some emojis out there, tell me how you're feeling about some of the stuff I'm saying and kind of engage with all of us a little bit. And then there's also an opportunity to request to speak, or I don't really know what the button says on your end, but it's probably something along the lines of like requesting access to speak or like join the panel or something like that. And I will use that when we get to the Q&A session. So if you do have a question at any point, feel free to click that request to speak button, and you'll just join like a line of people. So when I get to the Q&A section, I'll start letting people in one by one so you can ask me any questions that you might have. So definitely feel free to do that as we go along. And let's get started. So I do see a lot of familiar faces here, which is so exciting. I love reconnecting with people and like seeing all of you and also getting all the support for what I'm doing. So thank you. But for those of you that do not know me, my name is Parul Khosla. I am a sports industry recruiter and a DE&I specialist. I've been in the industry about 10 years and I've learned a lot. And one of the biggest things that I learned is that there is just not enough support for job seekers in this industry. There's nobody kind of telling you how to do this right and how to not waste your time and actually find success, right? And I don't really know why that's the case, but that's what I'm trying to fix. I started my business called Elevate Sports Talent 3 months ago, so I'm still like a new, fresh entrepreneur. But it's going really well, and I've worked with a lot of really amazing job seekers that just needed a little bit of help to land the interviews and the offers that they needed, and I'm really excited to be able to help them do that. If you're interested in any of the services that I offer, definitely go to my LinkedIn page or to my website, and you can explore around on some of the different things that I do. I have some coaching programs and also some assistance with your job search, resume, LinkedIn, things like that. Feel free to go check it out. My LinkedIn messages are always open as well, so feel free to message me and ask any questions and definitely keep in touch. Okay, but we are here today to talk about finding career clarity in sports. Career clarity is kind of a commonly used term, but I don't think we use it too much in sports. However, I use it all the time. So if you know me, I probably say it like way too much. What is career clarity? So I'll answer this question first. Career clarity basically is the process of figuring out what your career path could look like when you align it with your skills, your experience, and your passions. So basically, it's all about kind of making informed decisions to ensure that you're, one, maximizing your time, two, efficiently pursuing the right opportunities for you, and then three, finding long-term success. For me, career clarity is really important because I think that without it, the way you're going through your career and like looking for new opportunities, like is greatly impacted. Like when you have career clarity, you're a little bit more successful in like pursuing the areas that you want to pursue and being more successful in that area versus when you don't have it and you're kind of like going blind throughout the industry and your career. It's like much harder to kind of figure out what you're doing and why you're doing it and does it matter and are you passionate about it and like all of those things, right? So that's kind of what I work on with my clients and that I have worked on myself personally in my own career. So career clarity helps you with a couple of different things. The first thing, and probably the most important thing, is that it helps you build a more clear and effective job search strategy. So when I work with my clients, the first thing that we do together is work on their career clarity and figure out that strategy that they need to pursue their next opportunity. Once we find it, we're really able to figure out like what titles, what departments are a best fit for them. And notice I say best fit for them because it's not the other way around. Like a lot of people, I think, waste their time applying for tons of jobs because they feel like they have the skills to do, a multitude of different things, but really all they're doing is spreading themselves too thin. You're not actually going to find success in your career, in my opinion, until you know what you want to do and why you want to do it and how you're going to get there. And then you pursue only those roles. So yes, you're narrowing down your job search and you're applying to less roles, but you do see more success when you do that. And I've seen that success to be proven, even with my own clients. So like over the past 3 months that I've been working with clients, over 60% of them landed interviews within just 2 months of working with me. And that's because the first thing we do is narrow down their search and identify that career clarity that they didn't have before. It happened to me, even myself, when I was unemployed for a while. I was kind of applying all over the place. I didn't know like what I wanted to do or where I wanted to go. I just wanted a job and I wasn't getting one. But then once I went through the motions and went through the steps, which I'm going to explain to you in a minute, that was when all of a sudden I was getting all these interviews and I just like landed a job right away. So I can't tell you like how it works, but it definitely works. And then the other thing that career clarity provides you with is a vision for your career and for your future. So like how many times are you asked in an interview, what do you want to do or why do you want to do this job? And like if your answer doesn't directly talk about your personal career goals and how this role in specific will help you achieve them, then you're not really passing the test. You're not passing like what they want you to say for that question. A lot of people answer that question by saying that, they want to work for that specific company, or they want to figure out if this field is the right one for them, or, they just think that they could do this job really well given their experience. I really hope you're not saying that you want to get your foot in the door. I hope that has kind of gone away on its own because we know that that's not a good answer. But really, like, if you cannot articulate your own vision for yourself, how is a recruiter supposed to help you? A recruiter's job is, yes, to get people hired, but it's also to make sure that the person they're hiring is going to stay and grow in that role. So if it seems at all like you're just testing things out and you're unsure of your future, they're not going to move you along in the process. So it only benefits you to build a strategy around your career, know what you want to do, know what you need to do to attain that goal, and like set those metrics for yourself and make sure that you're accomplishing them. So the last thing that I'm going to do, and then I'm going to open it up for questions, is how do you actually find career clarity? Like, what are the steps? So this is basically what I did when I was in this situation, and what I do with my clients now. We go through this like exact exercise. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go through your resume and pull out all of the bullet points under all of your different job titles and like descriptions and stuff, and put them all in like a list, right? And then go through that list, which presumably is everything that you've ever done in your career, whether it's in jobs or internships or like wherever you're at. It's all of the bullet points that you have under all of your different work experiences on your resume. And then what you're going to do is go bullet by bullet and identify whether you liked doing that part of the job or you did not like to do that part of the job. So like loved it, hated it, start categorizing each bullet that way. And then what you're going to do is get rid of all of the bullet points that you didn't like. So everything you hated, throw it away, toss it in the trash, we don't want to do anything that we don't like, so we're going to get rid of that. What you're going to be left with is a list of job responsibilities that you really like doing and that make you happy and make you feel fulfilled. Yay, that's what we all should be doing. So what you're going to do with that list is you're going to read it over a few times and you're going to start to identify some trends in that list, right? So, do most of these things involve working with other people? Are they maybe more analytical in nature? Are you sitting behind a desk? Are you more on your feet? Are you strategizing or are you executing? These are all kind of like trends that you could see in all of these things that you liked, and start writing those down and start making a list of like the actual work competencies and like personality traits and things like that that are coming top of mind as you're reading this list. What you want to do then is look at all of those traits, presumably everything that you liked doing in your career, and figure out like what career paths align with those. Like what type of job could you pursue that would check all of those boxes and none of the boxes of the things that you hated. It might be the path that you're already going down, and that's great. You just confirmed that for yourself, that you're on the right track. Or it could be something totally different. Like maybe you're reading it and you're like, wow, I didn't even realize that I, enjoyed working in groups and talking to people and interacting with fans more than I enjoyed like putting spreadsheets together. Like maybe you just didn't know that. And now you do. And now you can kind of figure out like what different departments and what different career trajectories are the right ones for you. What I recommend that you do at that point is you come up with one or two, maximum two. So one or two different career paths that align with all of those traits and competencies and things that you like to do. The reason why I say one or two is because, again, like we're not spreading ourselves thin. We're not going after multiple career paths and just doing whatever we think we can do, because obviously we can do a lot of things, but it's what do we want to do? Like, what are we passionate about? Like, again, you're not doing anybody any good just pursuing whatever because you want a job. Like, you have to like your job and you have to want to do it. So what we're going to do is go after the career that fills up our cups and makes us feel, successful and impactful in the industry. And then you're only going to go after those one or two career paths that you chose. So don't apply to anything else. You might be tempted. You might read the job descriptions and be like, I could totally do this role. Don't apply for it. Only apply for the one or two types of positions that you identified. And I promise you, like, that gets you interviews. Like, again, I can't tell you how it happens, but it does, because you have like a plan, you have a strategy, you're able to articulate it when people ask you questions. Like, that just inherently comes off like when you're applying for stuff and when your application is showing up in the applicant tracking system. And yeah, that's kind of the strategy that I use with my clients. Sometimes they'll also ask questions like, how do people typically get to senior level positions in this specific career field? When they ask that, I usually tell them to, look it up. Like, look it up on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is literally my best friend. I'm on it all the time. If you search for like your dream company and then go through all the people that work at that company, so you can search for job titles, find the person that's like the highest level, like most senior person in that company, and take a look at how they got there. Again, everybody has different career paths and people get to places differently. So one person's career path is not going to be the same for everybody, and it's not like one size fits all. But look at what they did, like what were their job titles along the way, what types of companies did they work at, how did they move around the industry, and then compare that with like a few different people. So go through like 3, 4, 5 different companies, find the same person in the same role, and look at their career path and just kind of see like what they did and how they got there. And that can kind of also give you an idea, like wherever you are in your career right now, like what types of titles and opportunities and stuff you should be going after. and it's all about kind of like knowing who you are and knowing what you want. And those are the types of people that companies want to hire. They don't want to hire the person that, can't even tell them like what they're passionate about and what they want to do. Like you always want to work with people that are smart and confident and strong and know who they are and really will come in and make like a big impact on your team and your organization. So that is basically everything that I had for you guys on career clarity. Again, I do this exercise with my clients one-on-one, so if you are interested in kind of diving deeper in this space, definitely check out my website. I have a few different coaching programs. All of them consist of this exercise, so feel free to go through and check them out and see if you want to kind of invest more deeply in it. But if not, just take this and start doing it, and feel free to like see where it goes. I'm also, again, my DMs are open. Message me if you have any questions with it. I'm really happy to answer like any questions that people have. I really hope that this helps you kind of build a little bit more structure and clarity around, what you're already doing in your career.